Smisha Rudy Donawach, agus Hamia Gopit Ekan Cowshan Nagalic. Hi, I'm Rodney MacDonald. I'm the president of Cowshan Nagalic, the Gaelic College.
Smisha Kanyach Machkanich, Sauna College in the Gaelic Hemi Gopit. My name's Kenneth McKenzie and I work at the Gaelic College as the Director of Education.
The college was established in 1938 and our mandate is to promote and preserve and to continue our education around Gaelic culture, music, language, dance, and craft. There is a unique experience offered here at the college, one where you can come and pick up a fiddle, learn how to step dance. Perhaps it's the pipes that you prefer. About 50,000 individuals visit our site each and every year in beautiful St. Anne's, Cape Breton, and they experience our cultural demonstrations or come for a lunchtime Ceilidh.
At different parts of the year, we'll have Gaelic immersions over a weekend where people come together and learn the language through very experiential learning. So they'll come and be completely immersed in the language in their class, after class, at meal times, and they might learn to make soup together in Gaelic or go for a hike on the grounds and learn about words for trees or leaves and all kinds of things.
We have a vibrant site full of music and dance and language at any point in time throughout the year, and programs that are geared towards such. You can be 90 years old or you can be 9 years old. Either way, you'll have an experience that you will never forget.
We have some online programming as well that's very popular and draws students from around the world. So we have programming from beginner up to advanced, and our teachers are based all over the world, so we serve different time zones. And that in itself is a lot of fun because you see this completely separate community developing around that. The Gaelic language itself, over the past number of years, has had a lot of ups and downs. Here in Nova Scotia, we've seen a lot of growth in the adult learner community, and it's been great to see, and a lot of really deep connections formed there. And even today, you're seeing more kids brought up in Gaelic in the home, and more Gaelic programming in schools, and even a youth mentorship program that we run here has seen a lot of success. And it's wonderful to see when you might have little toddlers or those teenagers coming to a Gaelic weekend with elders, native speaker elders, and that whole intergenerational aspect of the community, which is so vital and something to be celebrated. And anything we can do to promote that or help it in any way is something we try to do as much as we can.
There's an old saying in Gaelic that a culture without a language is a culture without a soul. And if we do not continue to promote the language, the dance, the music, and the craft, we're going to lose a piece of who we are. This is more than just a celebration, if you will, of Gaelic language and culture. This is about ensuring that for generations to come, our Gaelic people have the opportunity to learn who they are, to learn their history, to learn their music, to learn their language, and to ensure that for many years to come, we are able to truly promote what is unique, what is real, and what is part of we as a people. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Celtic Colours International Festival. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate those involved in the Gaelic language throughout Nova Scotia in promoting what it is we have here that's unique and maintaining that uniqueness.
Sinach Dave Womsa, Hick Ceilidh or in Oors and P. Tapaleaf.
I'm Roz.
And I'm Jen of Super Duper Soup.
It began about 5 years ago. It started when one friend asked me to make a bowl of soup. We were both laid off. And the next week, more friends asked for more soup. And the next thing we know, bing bang boom, we're working out of the Boys and Girls Club kitchen once a week doing deliveries. Did a trade show and it just went crazy from there. So we were like, we need to find our own space. We're a small business, and when you start a small business, not really ever having been in this industry before, we had no idea what was involved.
You don't know what you don't know. Dealing with the East Coast Credit Union, it's just been so easy.
They're more than a bank. It's not every bank that knows your name. It's not every bank that comes and helps and brings you products that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, they know more than just our business. They know us and they know what we need. They're just a part of our team and they're there to help you. They want you to succeed.
They have a small business program and they get what small business is in Nova Scotia. Community needs everything.
We feel very supported by not only the East Coast Credit Union, but our community in downtown Dartmouth as well. Building the relationship with East Coast Credit Union, I just know that going forward, they'll still be there for us. They'll continue to support us, not only as customers, but bringing us new products that will help us grow and continue to survive.
Here we are. We're on. We're live. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, what a vision is this? There's 2 full wings, and hello to our audience at home. We're streaming online. We're live in person in St. Anne's. Welcome. Falch out of Coachton the Gaelic. It's Mishamayra Tathan. Welcome to the Gaelic College. You have arrived. My name is Margie. I'll be your host tonight. I work here on staff, along with a whole great bunch that you're probably already meeting. There's Barbie and Amanda in the back, which is a good place to start. That is where the tea and coffee are hot and on offer, along with Barbie's world famous oat cakes. So make sure you make a trip to the back. She's also the admission, in case you didn't see her yet. It's $10 at the door. And the drinks, the beer and wine are cold. So whatever suits your fancy, that's available. Look at the crew walking in. Hi, girls. We got a good crew tonight. We also have, I'm seeing locals and I'm seeing a lot of visitors because we've got a bus in. So who here is on the bus? Give a little cheer for bus crowd. All right. And then, so maybe I'll ask if we've got any first-timers in the crowd. We've got a lot of first-timers. Wow, excellent. Maybe I should ask where maybe the furthest we think might be from. Who might be traveling the furthest? Michigan, New Mexico, San Francisco, California, Puerto Rico. Wow. Where are you from in the back? UK? Excellent. In Toronto, yeah. Ontario? Right on. Quebec, I know Quebec. Yes?
Babu.
We got west side of the island here. Vinegar. And we got some locals here. There's Bev, Billy, and Bert. The B's are here. Well, that's great. We want you to feel so welcome. The whole point of a Ceilidh, you're at a Ceilidh for the first timers. It's that word that you might not understand, Ceilidh, Ceilidh, which is Scottish Gaelic, it's Irish Gaelic in a different spelling, and it means a visit. That's the true meaning of the Gaelic word. So this is a bit more of a visit, a bit more than a visit in the way of a stage and everything else, but it gets us back to that informality and fun and lightheartedness with music and stories and food. And that's what we try and purvey here at the college. So we hope you feel very welcome. We hope you stay a while. And also, for the first timers, down at the back, that's the refreshment table, but around the corner are the washrooms, if you need them. And we go until about 9. And that's the plan. So we're gonna get on with some music, if you're up for it. Very good. Oh, you know what, just before I introduce our one of our special guests, Barbie probably has these at the back. These are brochures for our music festival. Did you get one, Bert? That's good. It's for Kitchen Fest, which is the Gaelic College's music festival and Gaelic festival, and that comes up July 1st to 9th. So you can plan accordingly if we happen to sway you to stay, which is always the plan as well. So make sure to take one of those home. Okay, we're gonna welcome Miss Andrea Beaton to the stage. She came to us by way from Sydney today, but she's built up some roots, back to her roots in Mavu. And if you're familiar with beautiful Mavu, you'll know that it's a cultural haven spot. And she moved to Mavu. That's where her folks are from. A couple of years ago. 2019, and she's in her grandparents' home, and she started her own business, which is this beautiful coffee shop and accessories, I suppose. I'll let her tell you about it, but there's a whole plethora of what she offers right in the downtown of our village, and it's called Beaton's Delight. So if you're ever passing through Mabu, get some really good coffee with Andrea, and she's a hell of a fiddler and one of our best. And she's here with us tonight, so we're going to have some tunes with Andrea.
Yeah, just push it back. Awesome.
All right. What do you feel like? Hey. All right.
That was fun. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. I'm kind of out of shape, Margie. What did I start with? I think it was called, what was that march? Did it was something, Fife, something of Fife. Oh yeah. Duke of Fife? No. No, it's one of the Fifes, I think. Oh my gosh, I usually know the name of that tune. But anyway, it escapes me tonight. The second tune was a tune written by John Morris Rankin. For my mother, actually. It's called Betty Lou's Strathspey. And then I went into a couple of trad tunes, Miss Lyle and Maggie Cameron. And then another trad, Sandy Cameron's Reel. And what did I do after that? I did Craignish Hills, I think, maybe? Another trad one first, Bridge of Baymore, then Craignish Hills, which was written by Father Hugh A. MacDonald. And a little silly story about that. I don't know if it's funny, but when I was recording one of my earlier albums, I used that tune and I was calling him for permission. And by this time he was quite old and he was in a facility of sorts where they were taking good care of him. And when I called, they weren't sure how he was going to react to a new person calling him there. But anyway, he came on and he couldn't hear very well. And I was working in the mall in my parents' menswear store at the time, where I wrote tons of tunes because sometimes in the winter it was quite quiet. Anyway, I called this day and I can remember the odd person walking by the door in the mall while I was talking to him. And I would say, hi. And he actually, to a little backstory, he wrote the foreword or the notes on the liner notes of the Beatons of Mambu record, which was the record my grandparents and my father and my Uncle Joey did in 1977. So it was they go way back, the family, right? So anyway, I said I was Andrea and I was Kinnan's daughter and Dolly is his granddaughter, and I was giving him a little context and I asked him if he would mind. He was saying, what? I'm yelling. And so that I would have to yell, my name is Andrea. And I would repeat myself, sometimes 2 or 3 times. And of course, every time I yelled, someone would walk by the store and they'd be looking at me, yelling my name out at them. And I was getting embarrassed. And anyway, in the end, he said, I don't care what in the hell you do with it. And he hung up on me. So the tune, anyway, luckily for me, was already recorded, so it stayed on the album. And at the end, I played an Allie Bennett tune, which was called Laurel's Reel. And I think we'll do some jigs now. Indeed. Who knows what they'll be? I'm Dr. Seuss. Thank you. So a few little jigs there. I thought I'd throw in a couple of family tunes. What were the first couple of jigs? One is a tune that my Uncle Buddy used to play a lot, Buddy McMaster. I bookended that with a tune that my dad wrote called Buddy's Order of Canada, the year that Buddy won the Order of Canada. My dad's name is Kinnan Beaton, so he wrote that last tune. Before that was Trip to Toronto, Jake, or as we say, Trip to Toronto. And my grandfather wrote that, my dad's father, Donald Angus. And then in the middle of that, what did I do? Oh, it was called Swingin' On Home by Joan MacDonald Bowes, who was a great piano player. So, another medley. What do we have for time there, Maggie?
Just check.
I don't want to play out.
One more set.
One more set? Okay. Maybe I'll do something slow to start. My mother is always asking for slow tunes, so we'll do something. Do you have a preference of keys?
Oh, the dandies.
The dandies?
Yeah.
Like in D?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Whatever. Do whatever you want.
Okay, so I'm going to play a tune called The Bonnie Lass of Head Lake. And there was a guy, when I went to school in Prince Edward Island, I would go to this Ceilidh every Sunday night, and there was a guy who would come every week, and he would ask, "Hey Andrea, can you play The Bonnie Lass of Head Lake?" And he talked kind of fast, and I would say, "Yeah, I don't really know that one," because I was scared to try anything then, and kind of newer at playing, and so anyway, I kind of knew how it went, but I wasn't sure if I'd have it right, so I'd say no every week, and then one week, I'd been kind of hearing it, and I thought, oh, I better try this tune if he asks tonight, because maybe it was my last Ceilidh of the year or something. And so when he asked, oh, by the way, every time he would ask me, I'd say, how does that tune go? Because I loved to hear him humming the tune, because he started in the middle of the tune in the exact same spot every single time. And he'd miss the first bar and then go, dee-die, dee-diddle-die, dee-die, dee-diddle-die. And then I'd say, oh no, I don't know that one. And so it was like this little kind of middle phrase. Anyway, it makes me giggle every time I play that tune. So this one, he's not living anymore, but this one will be for him and my mom, who loves this tune. And maybe I'll sing along to that part, so you know where it is. I'm just teasing. And some Strasbays and reels, and then see you again later, and thanks for listening. All right.
she alluded to some of her relatives there, and she really is, for those that know and those that don't, she comes from Cape Breton fiddle royalty on both sides. It's an extremely talented family that she comes from, and we should put a little plug. She's in Kitchen Fest if you happen to be around. Look for that brochure. I forgot to mention our own Rose Morrison is on the front. She works here, and we put her on the cover of the magazine, if you will. So you can see Andrea in Kitchen Fest pretty soon. So we'll get her back in a bit. But we're going to move on to our next special guest, and he's actually a first timer here at a Wednesday Night Ceilidh, and not from very far away in Sydney Mines. This is Andrew Doyle making his way to the stage. So great to have him. He's a regular on the music scene for sure, and in just chatting with him really quick, this was actually the first time we met, which was a treat to meet finally. And he's got big plans for another album in the fall, and maybe he'll tell us more about that. And his music is all, if you happen to like what you're hearing, he doesn't have it with him, but you can find it online on iTunes. So Andrew Doyle, here he is. Make him feel welcome. His first time here.
Thank you very much. She said it is my first time here, so it's just the one thing I want to say. Oh my God, I couldn't see you from back there. I didn't know all these people were here too, so it's okay. It's no problem though. I grew up in City Mines, a baby of 15 kids, so this is like supper time. This is nice. You know what I mean? It's half the neighborhood in the house too, right? So. Play a few tunes for you now. Gypsy over the morning hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green was bright, and he won the heart of a lady. Hardy-do, hardy-do, hardy, hardy-do, hardy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green was right, and he won the heart of a lady. She left her own fine castle gates, she left her own fine lover, she left her servants and her state to follow the gypsy rover. And hardy-do, hardy-do, darling, hardy-do, hardy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green was right, and he won the heart of a lady. The lover's saddle was fast asleep. He roamed the valleys all over. He roamed very far and with great speed. First daughter and the rover. And hardy-do, hardy-do, hardy, hardy-do, hardy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green was right, and he won the heart of a lady. Came across a ghastly fight down by the river Ladies, and there was music and there was wine, first daughter and the ladies. Hardy-do, hardy-do, hardy, hardy-do, hardy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green was right, and he won the heart of a lady. He is no gypsy, my father dear, but lord of these lands all over. And I will stay until my dying days with my Westland gypsy rover. Hardy-do, hardy-do, hardy, hardy-do, hardy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green was rang, and he won the heart of the lady. I said, hardy-doo, hardy-doo, darling, hardy-doo, hardy-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green was rang, and he won the heart of the lady. Thank you very much. So like was said earlier, there it is. Well, there was one of them. 12-string guitars look great on paper. They do, till you get them on stage and one of them drifts out of tune in the transition season and you gotta stop for 5 minutes and tune it. Double the strings to change when you're home at night. I'll say this though, I developed a new dad skill. I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I managed to change every string on this guitar while keeping both of them entertained. No one was hurt, nobody cried, and I got new strings. So there we go. It's a victory. So like I said, I have 2 small kids. And one of the things I did when my wife was pregnant, I did it with both kids. And is I would come in at night and I'd lay my head on her stomach and I sang the whole time she was pregnant. I did for both kids. I would lay my head on her stomach and I would sing to them constantly. And when my first son was born, I tell the story often because of just how significant it was at the time. And what happened was, my son was born. My wife looked at me in the chaos of the room, and she said, "I want you to lean in and sing to him, just to see if he recognizes your voice." And I said, "Oh my God, no! It's like there's 11 people in the room, and he's crying and all this." And the way it works now, she said, "I want you to sing to him." The way it works now is when the child is born, they take the baby and they put him directly on the mother's chest, skin on skin, for an hour. So for the first hour of his life, he's directly connected to the mom. So my wife looks at me, I'm standing right next to her, and she says, "I want you to sing to him." I said, "No, honey, it's too chaotic." She said, "Sing to him, I want to hear his voice." I said, "Okay." So I leaned in and I started to sing the song that I'm about to play for you. And as I was singing, I'm standing, to her right, and my son is on her chest and he's looking in this direction, he's looking to his left. And the moment I started singing, he put both hands on her chest and he lifted his head straight up in the air and he turned his head and he opened both eyes as wide as he could and he locked gazes with me the moment I started singing. And it was like the coolest thing ever. It was one of the most significant things that has ever happened to me. And the doctor even said to me, she looked at me, she said, "He's not supposed to be able to do that yet." So, yeah, it was pretty cool, you know what I mean? So. I've been playing this song for years, and to this day, even last night, whenever I sing him to sleep, this is one of the tunes he asked for. So this will be on my upcoming album, which will be coming out in the fall, and it's an old tune by, I'm not 100% sure who sang it. It's either Pete Seeger, the Irish Rovers, Megan McClancy, John Denver, depending on how old you are and what record you had growing up. But an old tune called The Garden Song. Way to do it, but to tune it, folks. My apologies. Yeah, it's a little bit. We'll go with that now. Inch by inch and row by row, gonna make this garden grow. And all it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. And inch by inch and row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds and picking stones, hands made of dreams and hopes. I feel the need to grow my own because the time is close at hand. Rain, full rain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's shade. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. And all it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. And inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Plan to roll straight along, tender them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her love and care. And old crow watching hungrily, perched up high in yonder tree. In my garden I must freeze that fifth leaf up there. And inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. And all it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. And inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. And inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. And inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Till the rain comes tumbling down. Thank you very much. So if you feel like singing, I think this would be the song to do. And the first time I heard this song, many, many years ago. And just so you know, growing up in such a big family back home, there was such a huge cross-section of music. It was just all over the place. From my mother and father were into like Irish tunes and gospel and stuff like that. And my brothers and sisters would be into like, you know, country and rock, and pop, and 70s and 80s and everything right across the board. And then I had to find my own way and kind of get into the stuff that I really like to listen to. And so it was a real great cross-section growing up. Being the baby and kind of absorbing all of that. I had a huge record collection as a kid. None of them were mine, but it was still really cool. But also, growing up through the years, playing around campfires and playing in church and stuff like that, you learn the songs and you think you know the song, but when you start getting into, my family is Irish, and you start looking at a lot of these songs were adapted off of poems, whether it was from Ireland or Scotland. And the poems are like 20 verses. So they take like 3 or 4 different, verses that'll mix and match it all up, and they make a song out of it. So sometimes I'd be playing a song, and I'd hear somebody in the front row, I'd see someone looking at his wife, and they'd be shaking her head, they'd be looking at me and shaking her head together, and I didn't realize, well, those aren't the words of that song, and I didn't realize it was a different version that they knew, right? You know what I mean? So, and then I learned the campfire version. Or for years when I would learn a specific song, it was Sonny's Dream by Ron Hines. And I learned the Terry Kelly version, so I used to have to preface the song saying, this is the Terry Kelly version of this song. So that no one would freak, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine then. Okay, you can do that one. So I don't know whose version this is. I think it might be the Bruce Guthrie version. But this is a song, we always call it Purple Heather. Some people call it Wild Mountain Time. Some people tell it will all go together. And if you feel like singing, by all means, everybody knows the chorus. And please, feel free. We're allowed now. So don't take it for granted anymore. Here we go. Summertime is coming, and the trees are swinging blooming, and the wild mountain tide rolls along the purple heather. Where you go, I see you, and we'll all go together to the wild mountain tide, all along the blooming heather. Where you go, I see you. I will build my love bower on yon pure and crystal fountain, and upon it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, I see you, and we'll all go together to the wild mountain tide, all along the blooming heather. Will you go, I see go. If my true love she were to buy, I would surely find another, and where the wild mountain tide rolls along the purple heather. Will you go, I see go, and we'll all go together to the wild mountain tide, all along the blooming heather. Will you go, I see go. Okay, you think you got the words? You think you can handle it? You ready? We'll all go together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And we'll all look wild mountain tide to blow all along the blooming heather. All right, and we'll all go together to block wild mountain tide, all along the blooming heather. Will you go, I see go. Will you go, I see go. Thank you very much. So the next song I'm about to play, I have this interesting story about it where I was doing a show one time. This was quite a few years back, and playing at Myra. And I made a joke before I sang the song. I said, you know, it's really hard to find good moonshine in Cape Breton these days. And I didn't think anything of it. I can't remember what else I said, but I specifically remember talking about how hard it was to find good moonshine in Cape Breton. And then I played this next song, and I didn't think anything else of it. So I finished the show. It's about 2 hours later, and this gentleman comes up to me with a real thick English accent. And he said, I just want to let you know, he said, I remember what you said about moonshine. He said, I just moved here from England. And he said, I got to tell you, he said, I make the best moonshine you've ever had. And he said, if you give me your number, he said, the next time I run off a batch, he said, I'll do a jug for you. I thought, okay, I got nothing to lose here, so I handed him my business card. I said, right on, man, you know, whenever we're done, let me know, we'll meet up. And I didn't think anything of it. I went on my way, and I figured I'd never see the guy again, right? So this was the summer. Christmas Eve. I'm not lying. Christmas Eve, my cell phone rings, and it's the guy. And he says, I just finished a batch for the holidays. If you meet me out here at this gas station, this address, I got a jug and a half you can have for Christmas, he said. So, off I went. From what I remember, it was delicious. True story. So let's try this again. You know, it's really hard to find good moonshine at Cape Breton these days. Just saying. Here's the song. Well, I'm a rambler and a gambler and a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I've been a moonshiner for many a year. Spent all my money on whiskey and beer. And I go to Sao Paulo and I set up my still. And I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill. 'Cause I'm a rambler and a gambler and a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I go to Sao Paulo in this country. 10 gallons of wash, that's like a gold spree. No women to follow, the world is all mine. Well, I love them as well as I love the moonshine. 'Cause I'm a rambler and a gambler and a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Oh moonshine, oh how I love thee. You killed me, old father, but may you try and be. Well, bless all moonshiners and bless all moonshine. Well, that smells as sweet as the dew on the vine. 'Cause I'm a rambler and a gambler and a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. 'Cause I'm a rambler and a gambler and a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Thank you very much. So, anybody, I know we're coming into summer and we don't like to talk about winter sports, but does anybody here like go to community skating when they were younger? Anybody? A couple people? Yeah, right? Okay, right on, I'm not the only one. Usually when I'm at a pub or something like this and I'm talking to people that are a little bit younger than me, they kind of look at me funny, right? So it's nice to be in that crowd that we all shared that experience. I didn't say old people, and you're not old, you're vintage, okay? That's the way to look at it. Not to be a little too, daring here, but I get a big kick out of it when I see a lot of women come up and say, oh yeah, we're a bunch of cougars. I said, no, you're not cougars. You're beautiful, you have a job, you're intelligent, you're jaguars. Anyway, I'll stop there with that one. But anyway, back to the skating story. So you walk in, how songs evolve over years. When I played this my whole life, it's an old Irish tune, and I always played it, and because I always heard it when I was skating. And the song has taken on a whole new meaning, which I'll explain as before I do it. And how are we doing for time here? We gonna get this be the last one and then move on? Okay, cool. So when you go skating, what are the first songs you'd hear walking through the door? You'd be skating around the circles, you'd hear, oh, white sport coat and a pink carnation, right? And after that, you'd hear, on the wings of a snow white dove. Well, this is the song they'd usually play after that. But years ago, I was doing send-off parties for some of the Cape Breton Highlanders when they were going to Afghanistan. And they loved this song. They used to get me to play it for them when they would head over on their combat tours. And a buddy of mine,
He's actually done 3 different tours, but on his first tour, he was a turret gunner on a convoy, and they'd go out, they would literally take fire every single day. Every day, their vehicle would take enemy fire. And he said they were out on patrol one night, and the vehicle shut down. In the middle of hostile territory, he said everything just shut down. And he said all of a sudden, it was someone cried over the radio. I forget what the technical term was, but it was an ambush. And so, of course, the enemy troops are coming across the desert and they're just unloading on them. And because his turret was down, he had to get out of the vehicle, climb up on top of it, and get on the twin machine guns manually. So he said, I could hear bullets zipping past my head. And the only thing that was working was the radio. And because this was his favorite song, he said, I didn't realize when it was over that my CO told me, he said, my God, he said, you have to stop singing. He said, when we're in trouble, he said, I'm trying to issue orders and all I hear is, her eyes, they shine like the diamonds. And he said, trying to make light of a very intense situation, but he would be on the guns just trying to defend himself and his troops. And this is the song he would sing. And he came home and he told me that story. And I said, God, I don't know whether to laugh or cry at that. I said, my Lord, right? So, again, if there are any servicemen and women here, or any Cape Breton Highlanders, by all means, this is for you, guys. So, again, don't know who did this originally. Old Irish tune, Black Velvet Band. Then in the little town they called Belfast, well, the princess to trade I was found. And the days and hours being happiness that I spent in that mean little town. When poor misfortune came over me, and it caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations, I followed the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, and you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair on over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Well, I went out strolling one evening, I wasn't meaning to go very far, when I came across a young damsel who was selling her trade at the bar. When once she took from a customer, then dropped it right into my hand. Then the law came and put me in prison, tied up to her black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, and you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair all over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. The next morning, the more Judge Judy, by trial I had to appear. And the judge, she said, the young widow, case against you is quite clear. And 7 long years is your sentence. You're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and relations. I follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, and you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair on over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. So come all you jolly young fellows, well, I'll have you come listen to me. And whenever you get on the liquor device, beware of those pretty colleagues. They'll treat you to pile and brandy, and the next thing you know, the young man, well, the law comes and puts you in prison, tied up to her black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, and you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Oh, her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, and you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Thank you very much, folks. My name is Andrew Doyle. Thank you so much for having me.
There he is, Mr. Didn't you enjoy that? So good. Were you singing? Nice. We'll be sure to get Andrew back for our finale, for sure. We're going to switch up the arrangement one more time before then, though, and welcome a young fiddler, Douglas Cameron, to the stage. And I think he'll be accompanied by Andrea Beaton. Douglas has been kind of in the neighborhood the last while, so he's been playing the last few Ceilidhs. And it's a treat to have him here. He's so multi-talented. And I used to teach him way back in the day, little Douglas. Now he's all grown up, and we're so proud of him. So please make him feel welcome. This is Douglas Cameron and Andrea Beaton.
How's it going, everybody? Well, wasn't that great? Andrew? Yeah! I don't know about you guys, but I think I was ready for another round. So I think we're going to start off with a set of jigs here. It's pretty great being up here with actually two of my teachers. I was taught by Margie and Andrea. I actually don't know how many years ago, but
I would say
20 years ago. 18.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm still so thankful. And actually, even this fiddle, Andrea, you mentioned you were working at the menswear store. Well, that's where I bought this. They didn't just sell clothes.
Oh, I better just tell you. There were suits and men's clothes, and then the back wall behind the cash register where we sat was fiddles and suspenders. And underneath the counter was all my Danielle Steele books that I'd be reading on the quiet days when I wasn't writing tunes. No bathroom in the store. You'd be in there for 10 hours at a time going, ah. Anyway. You didn't need to know that. Anyway. Actually, you might be the student that was at my house the day the moonshine arrived at my place. That's what I was thinking of when Andrew was saying that, and when he said every night, he was talking about both the pregnancies. I have 2 kids, young kids as well. My youngest just turned 4 yesterday, and the other fellow's still 5. And when I was thinking, oh, wasn't he nice? Yeah, when I was pregnant, my husband moved to the basement both times. Because I had restless legs, and it was the pit bull who put her head on my belly. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Douglas, I'm done.
And more stories if you want to hear that.
More to come. Yeah. So Jake said, hey, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'm not touching that microphone again, I promise. No. It was Jackie and Baby who brought me the moonshine. Lisa's mother, yeah. I'll tell you about it later. Go on.
It's not related to that, but...
I'm nervous. Tell a story, guys. No pressure.
Well, I know the name of the first. No, I don't actually.
I'm trying to remember what you said.
Buttermilk Mary,
Buttermilk. I love Buttermilk Mary. Yes.
and the last one is Hills of Glenarchy,
Yes.
and the one before that was Beauties of the Ballroom, and yeah,
Before that, another A minor one.
yeah, a few A minor ones, and
Did I walk on the floor?
Walk on the Floor. That's it. Yeah. And yeah, so next I think I'll play it's a tune called Johnny Cope. So it was originally a song, but somebody in Apple Coal Mines turned it into a fill tune, and then somebody else added a lot of variations. Might have been Mary Huey.
Oh, little Mary, she played it last year. And,
She would have done it.
she was really known for that tune.
Yeah, she was. And so I learned this off of a tape of John Morrison Howie that playing at a party back in the 80s or something. There's a dog barking in the background. And anyway, yeah, I'll give that a crack, and yeah, hope you like these tunes. It's some Mabel classics, I guess. And, yeah, so hope you enjoy.
Douglas Cameron for you right there, along with Andrea Beaton. So good. So good. You know what? We're gonna get Andrew backing up for one more song and a little finale. We'll keep you a little over 9 o'clock if you're okay with that, but we'll wrap it up with one more number all together. How are you doing anyway? You doing okay? That's good. That's good. I didn't even mention that that we have help with this in the way of a sponsor of sorts with the East Coast Credit Union, which we're so grateful for, that help keep these afloat all year round. That's always been the goal, that the Ceilidhs are booming, of course, when the weather's good, but they help, sponsorship and donations help keep this running in our winter time, which gets a little smaller crowds. But so we thank those that support in all ways, including you all for being here tonight. And if you are so inclined to donate, we will gladly accept, I suppose is the best way to say it. And there's a link online. I know Ryan's on top of it. But for anyone else, since we are a new kind of crowd, for anyone that's ever looking for more on what this place is all about, we are a very unique institution that are a foundation run, largely independently funded, and we are in the mission of preserving these beautiful traditions that in large part came from the Highlands and Islands of Scotland. So if you're ever interested in coming back yourselves as students, that's what we do. We like to teach. So our adult sessions are in August every year. So if you're ever so inclined to learn for yourself, make it known that you're more than welcome to join us. I haven't quite heard who's here next week, but we have another Ceilidh next Wednesday, same time, same place. And then the word is out that this summer we're moving down into the field at the big stage. So for 6 weeks we're going to be down there, which will have much more space and the beauty of our St. Anne's Bay to look off to. So you're welcome anytime. How are we doing? Are we ready for a little group number to close out? Okay, so that'll do it for tonight. But thank you once again, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for coming.
Okay, so we were just looking at each other going, so what are we doing? I don't know. It's my first time here. You've been here before. You tell me. Come on now. I just want to say, too, before I play this next song, which was requested, incredible job. Sitting out back, I never get to listen to this when I'm doing pub shows, so thank you so much for making me part of this. Unreal. Unbelievable. I'd love to say, stand for our national anthem, but it's only the national anthem of Cape Breton, so it's
We are a country.
yeah. And I've heard people say this many times, and this was something that we were taught growing up in my family, and apparently it transcended through everybody's family in Cape Breton, but we were always taught that Canada was an island off the coast of Cape Breton. Yes. We've got our own national anthem to prove it, so here you go. Written by Kenzie McNeil, made famous by the Bears. This is a song by request called The Island. Over the ocean and over the seas, beyond these great waters, oh, what do I see the great mountains that climb from the coastline, the hills of Cape Breton, this new home of mine. And they come from the countries all over the world to hack at the forest, to plow the lands down. Fishermen, farmers, and sailors all come to clear for this pioneer ground. But we are an island, a rock in the stream, and we are a people as proud as there's been. In soft summer breeze or in warm the home of our hearts, Cape Breton. And over the rooftops, and over the trees, within these no townships, oh, what do I see? I see the black pitted of the coal wheels are turning, and the smokestacks are belching, and the blast furnace burning. On the sweat on the back, there's no joy I hold, and the heat of the steel plant or mining the coal, and before it known companies force us to fight for our survival and for our right. But we are an island, a rock in a stream, and we are a people as proud as there's been. In soft summer breeze or in winter rains, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton. Over the highways and over the roads, over the causeway, stories are told. They tell of the coming and the going away of the cities of America. Draw me away, and the companies come and the companies go, and the ways of the world we may never know. But we'll follow the footsteps of those on their way, and we'll ask for the right to leave or stay. But we are an island, a rock in a stream, and we are a people as proud as there's been. In soft summer breeze or in wild winter winds, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton. And we are an island, a rock in a stream, and we are a people as proud as there's been. In soft summer breeze or in wild winter winds, the home of our hearts, Cape Breton.
Smisha Rudy Donawach, agus Hamia Gopit akan Cowshan na Gaelic. Hi, I'm Rodney MacDonald. I'm the president of Cowshan na Gaelic, the Gaelic College.
Smisha Caniach Machcani, Sauna College in the Gaelic Hemicopit. My name's Kenneth McKenzie and I work at the Gaelic College as the Director of Education.
The college was established in 1938 and our mandate is to promote and preserve and to continue our education around Gaelic culture, music, language, dance, and craft. There is a unique experience offered here at the college, one where you can come and pick up a fiddle, learn how to step dance. Perhaps it's the pipes that you prefer. About 50,000 individuals visit our site each and every year in beautiful St. Anne's, Cape Breton, and they experience our cultural demonstrations or come for a lunchtime Ceilidh.
At different parts of the year, we'll have Gaelic immersions over a weekend where people come together and learn the language through very experiential learning. So they'll come and be completely immersed in the language in their class, after class, at meal times, and they might learn to make soup together in Gaelic or go for a hike on the grounds and learn about words for trees or leaves and all kinds of things.
We have a vibrant site full of music and dance and language at any point in time throughout the year, and programs that are geared towards such. You can be 90 years old or you can be 9 years old. Either way, you'll have an experience that you will never forget.
We have some online programming as well that's very popular and draws students from around the world. So we have programming from beginner up to advanced, and our teachers are based all over the world, so we serve different time zones. And that in itself is a lot of fun because you see this completely separate community developing around that. The Gaelic language itself, over the past number of years, has had a lot of ups and downs. Here in Nova Scotia, we've seen a lot of growth in the adult learner community, and it's been great to see, and a lot of really deep connections formed there. And even today, you're seeing more kids brought up in Gaelic in the home, and more Gaelic programming in schools, and even a youth mentorship program that we run here has seen a lot of success. And it's wonderful to see when you might have little toddlers or those teenagers coming to a Gaelic weekend with elders, native speaker elders, and that whole intergenerational aspect of the community, which is so vital and something to be celebrated. And anything we can do to promote that or help it in any way is something we try to do as much as we can.
There's an old saying in Gaelic that a culture without a language is a culture without a soul. And if we do not continue to promote the language, the dance, the music, and the craft, we're going to lose a piece of who we are. This is more than just a celebration, if you will, of Gaelic language and culture. This is about ensuring that for generations to come, our Gaelic people have the opportunity to learn who they are, to learn their history, to learn their music, to learn their language, and to ensure that for many years to come, we are able to truly promote what is unique, what is real, and what is part of we as a people. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Celtic Colours International Festival. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate those involved in the Gaelic language throughout Nova Scotia in promoting what it is we have here that's unique and maintaining that uniqueness.
Sinach Dave Womsa, Hick Ceilidh or in Oors and B. Tapaleaf.
I'm Jen of Super Duper Soup. Began about 5 years ago. It started when one friend asked me to make a bowl of soup. We were both laid off. And the next week, more friends asked for more soup. And the next thing we know,
Bing bang boom, we're working out of the Boys and Girls Club kitchen once a week doing deliveries. Did a trade show and it just went crazy from there. So we were like, we need to find our own space.
we're a small business, and when you start a small business, not really ever having been in this industry before, we had no idea what was involved.
You don't know what you don't know. Dealing with the East Coast Credit Union, it's just been so easy.
They're more than a bank. It's not every bank that knows your name. It's not every bank that comes and helps and brings you products that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, they know more than just our business. They know us and they know what we need. They're just a part of our team and they're there to help you. They want you to succeed.
They have a small business program and they get what small business is in Nova Scotia. Community needs everything.
We feel very supported by not only the East Coast Credit Union, but our community in downtown Dartmouth as well. Building the relationship with East Coast Credit Union, I just know that going forward, they'll still be there for us. They'll continue to support us, not only as customers, but bringing us new products that will help us grow and continue to survive.